Hayes, what you got for me?
Durag Diaries. Yo, what's good, people? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back. Spurs of the moment. And today we have a Leeds match preview because we are away at Ellen Road tomorrow. Early kickoff, 12:30 settings. And I'm here to break down the game, give you all the goss. Rodrigo Bentancur new contract is on the way. It has now been confirmed, a new long-term deal. The club leadership group, it's a month late, but it has been announced. So we now know who the club captains are. And then away from that, I'm pretty sure Thomas Frank is doing his press conference. If not right now as we speak, it may have been done shortly before we went live. So we are going to be going through some of that detail real soon. But people, before we get into any of the good stuff, make sure you smash a like on the video. Make sure if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel because on the road to 5K. And I think, let me just check for a second. I think we're like maybe 12 away from 4.5. Can we get a 4.5 today? Can we get a 4.5 today? You know, almost just 500 away. We're on the final lap almost to get to that 5K. I feel like I've been on this road for a long time. The road to 5K has been, it's been a long one. It's been a tough one, but hey, big up to everyone for the support and helping me get here so far. Very much appreciated. And look, last but not least, we ain't none of that stuff, but as you can see, this has changed. So you can now scan right here if you would like to buy me a coffee, top me up, and donate, so I can buy a new drink. You know what I mean? Because need me a latte or maybe one of them mocha things. Because I heard that's the new wave right now. But you can show your support by just scanning this QR code, and you can buy me a coffee. But big up to Ghosted in the building first every single time. Big up Jords on the chat. Big up to you. Don't forget to smash a like. Big up to you every single time. But today, I know some of you guys would have been in the chat earlier when I was doing cave conversations with Jay. So, one big up to Jay every single time. Make sure you guys show love to Jay from the cave. But more importantly, the game we have ahead tomorrow, because it's looking. Well, do you know what? Before we go into that game, because we're gonna get around to all that stuff, we're gonna get into predictions, we're gonna get into lineups and all of the good stuff. We need to talk about something else. We need to talk about a certain man, because it's just who we are, mate. It's just who we are, mate. He's one game away from 0-7. Yeah. And I ain't throwing this up like that because no 6. It's just straight 0-7. Yeah. This is how it's looking right now for him. He's one game away, which I think they're probably going to lose or I definitely not win, because they are coming up against Newcastle away from home at Sports Direct Arena, or what's it called? Why is the name of the stadium just missed me for a second? St. James's Park. Shit. I don't even know why. My head just went blank all of a sudden. I was thinking, I remember it being the Sports Direct Arena, innit? But it's not. It's St. James's Park, fam. So, yes, as we know, Ange Postecoglou lost again last night against Midget Land FC. And it's not looking good. He's doing the same thing as what he done against Spurs. Is, you know, we had a good game, and like I think the boys they tried. The passion was good, the energy was there, but the performance just wasn't. And you know, like I think we're still gonna play our way because it's just who we are. And you know, high line for life, deep line for life, and all of that good stuff. But you see, looking down, talking. Yeah, it's typical Ange. Wolfie! Wolfie! Yeah? You need to start howling. Yeah? The wolves are circling. You need to find your pack because right now you're alone. You're in the woods and you're getting eaten up, bruv, because it's not looking good. Ange Postecoglou at Nottingham Forest has been such an awful appointment. Such a bad idea. I predicted this from when he went in there. Ange is a manager who needs to have the best players in the league, or at least one of the best players in the league to play his style of football effectively. When he was at Celtic, one of the best teams in the league. When he was at Yokohama Tires, one of the best teams in the league. Maybe at Australia and all of that, not so much. But when he was at Spurs, we saw it started off well. The first 10 games took us on a journey. You know, no one knew how to deal with his such high-flying, attacking style of play. The inverted fullbacks playing as 2 number 10s on the press is relentless. Nobody could deal with that the first couple games. And then you started to see as the games went on, okay, I know how to play through this press. Long, direct football. You do a long pass, you beat the press. You're going to play, don't have to play through the press. Just play it over the press. You have wingers that are good at receiving the ball, high and wide, have good wing play, long diagonals. Direct football kills his style of play every time. And we saw that throughout the end of that first season. He was still beating a lot of teams, but it started to get figured out. In the second season, from game 1, from match week 1, we drew first game of the season against a newly promoted Leicester. And then we went on and on and on, and it just didn't improve. Losing against Ipswich, losing against Palace. And it was just like, yo, teams have figured us out, and he had no reaction, no solution. For Nottingham Forest yesterday, correct me if I'm wrong. Let me just double check to make sure, because I heard what Wolfie said. He tried what he tried against Everton last season. He was like, do you know what? Yeah, I haven't won a game yet. Let's go with a back 5. He went with a back 5. Played Dan Doyle right wing back. Nico Williams left wing back. He put Morgan Gibbs-White in the front 3 with Callum Hudson-Odoi playing behind the striker. He was like, let me reevaluate. Let me change it up. Let me do something that I haven't done before. And what did that get him? He was losing 2-1 in the first half. They were already losing. They then went 3-1 down, and then they scored a pen in the 94th minute, which we don't really count because, again, at the end of the game, they got a consolation penalty. They were showed yet again that when Ange makes tactical adaptations, he can adapt. The adaptations just aren't good enough. They're just not good enough. He doesn't know how to make an effective system outside of his own. He's not a good manager that has worked on multiple systems. He's a manager that's had the same principles for 25 years. The guy's been managing as long as I've been alive. And he's had the same principles. He's been managing longer than Thomas Frank, than Arteta, than Pep Guardiola. He's been managing longer than Pep Guardiola, and he's not learnt the basic principles of knowing how to adapt a style of play. He's not learned this. So, Nottingham Forest fans are now learning themselves. This is just who we are, mate. And I know people are going to get frustrated with me saying it, but I have to take the piss. I have to do what I'm doing now because I was on that side. I know how they feel. I was the guy backing Ange for a long time. I was saying, when we see the adaptations with our players coming back, it's going to look good. We're going to see it work. And then I got to a point in January, I watched Marine, Leicester, and Everton within a 2-week period. Marine, Leicester, and Everton within a 2-week period. And I knew within that time, adaptations or whatsoever, it's never going to work. It's never going to work. So yes, Nottingham Forest fans, just call for his head. You get the signs and posts. You need to, in your next home game, make it very clear. We want Ange out. I say we want Ange out. We want Ange out. I say we want Ange out. But yeah, look, enough on that. I just wanted to briefly touch on that because it's rather funny, isn't it? It's just rather funny, you know. I saw some Spurs fans, the Ange sexuals, Jamie Burnell in the chat, talking about, oh, it did look so weird to see Ange in Nottingham Forest colours. It just doesn't feel right. It don't feel right. Fuck me, it definitely does. It feels right watching him lose too. It feels right seeing the downfall. Because I remember watching my team not win games for months. And Nottingham Forest, and now, let me give you this stat. If when they come back from the international break, if they don't win their first game, let me check who that is. Oh. If Nottingham Forest in their next, so they got Newcastle this weekend. They got Chelsea, Porto, Bournemouth, Man United. Their next 5 games are top teams. Their next 5 games are tough games. So if they don't win, let's just keep it. If they don't win against Newcastle and Chelsea, they've officially gone 5 months, 1 win. 1 win in 5 months. 1 win in 5 months. Yo. Madness. Nah, on hey, yo, yeah. Let's big up man like Gordinho for the super sticker of, you know, one of them ones. Super sticker. Yo, I'm dizzy as fuck right now. We definitely have to big up Gordinho. He's a member. He's a delinquent in the house. And I think I forgot to pin my message earlier. If you want to be like Gordinho, if you want to be a real one, you just have to go to the pinned comment right now. Tap that link. Become a delinquent. Become a descendant. Become a member of the Royal Navy. As they would say in their adverts, but make sure you guys big up W's Gordinho in the chat. That's a member. But let me come to the chat. Let me see what you guys are saying in it, because 5 months madness. Let's move on from Nottingham Forest, because clearly it's hurting somebody in their backside. Jamie Burnell, or aka Ashley, you got a new name, you know. It's mad, it's mad. Like, people think that I'm silly. You've been in the chat long enough to know somebody who types and speaks to themselves. There's only one person in the chat that does that. So hello, Ashley. It's nice to see you. You know, been waiting for you to come back in the streams. It's been a long time, new account and stuff. Big up to you. It's good to have you back, bro. It's good to have you back. Now Ange ain't here, and I can see you're still rather pressed about that. You're still rather pressed about your boy Ange, and I'm glad that you came here on this stream of all, because we're having an Ange celebration fest of him potentially going. Man's about to go 007, cuz I never knew managers could go 007, but a manager's about to go 007, fam. I can't believe. But let's see. Big up says Tottenham stink, Leila Ras. All right, Leila, cool. I hear it. We are stinky right now in the last couple of performances. You just got to look at Frank and all these new players. I'd rather lose 3-2 than 1-0 getting fucked. No, that okay, sure. If you say so. I mean, I would much rather lose 1-0 than 3-2. Like, what are we doing here? Losing 3-2 just means you're conceding 3 goals, which literally means at the back defensively you're a mess. Losing 1-0 means defensively you weren't that bad. You just need to work on the attack. So you've got a better foundation to build from there. 6 games, no win is dark. It's very dark, Jay. It's very dark. We are lucky we got rid of that fraud for real. I'll just put 10 behind the ball. Hey, I worked you out. Just look at the stats. It's not found out, bro. You got to type correct, man. You're typing. Look at this. You can't even type. Do you know what this means? You're a guy that's Jords, you're saying about Ange. Yeah. That's how you're looking right now at home, bro. Calm down, fam. Shit, like, man can't even get his words out, can't even type correctly. Your thumb's all skirting all over the screen. You're spitting at your phone. Take a touch. Deep breaths. In through the nose. Out through the mouth. Calm down. Let's talk with our inside voices, you know? But yeah. Anyways. Yeah, he might do, but you know, a lot of people say that, and then they'll come down to the stadium, see me, and hello, Jords, yeah, what's your channel? Yeah, like, ain't nobody gonna fight me. Most of these guys ain't gonna fight me. Funny thing is, and why'd you delete his? Why did you delete him, man? No. Let's unban. I want these guys. I want some of these guys in the chat. They make it fun, bro. Don't even put them in timeouts. Like, let Samuel come here and chat his rubbish. Let Jamie Burnell chat their rubbish. Like, again, as long as they're not being abusive to people in the chat, they can abuse me because I don't care. Like, honestly, people, I'll tell you right now, as mods, I don't care if people abuse me. I could never. I've had guys, I could show DMs, guys going back to like 2021 when I used to appear on like the terrace of the first. Guys would DM me, Jords, Jords, I hope you're all these threats, racism, all these. I couldn't care less, people. I couldn't give a fuck. I'll look at it and I'll laugh and I'll say, you actually took your time out of your day to go and DM me some threats. You took your time out of the day to come in my chat rubbish and think that I'm gonna care enough. Oh, Jamie wants to beat me up. Jamie said that Jamie said he's gonna kill me. Oh, shut up, man. Get alive. So let them do their thing. Honestly, let them do their thing, man. Let them do their thing, like Mr. Udang and that. Like, there's lot again. If like there's certain people like, you can ban, cool, but let these man have their. I like the trolls. You guys know me. I'm a troll myself. I don't troll like these, man, but I'm a troll myself. So I like having the trolls in the chat. This makes it fun. It brings me alive. You know, when there's too much niceties in the chat and we're all like, yeah, best friends, you know, we all agree and it's dead. Don't want to agree with everyone. Give me somebody to argue. Give me somebody to argue, man. But that's funny. I just see that what you sent in. Nottingham Forest to decide whether to stick with Ange or sack Ange Postecoglou next week. I pray for once you are correct, Tom. I think he stays. I don't think, because he has a good relationship with Marinakis is going to give him extra time, but I don't think it's going to last that much longer. He's probably got until the next international break to fix up. And like I said, his next 5 games are tough games. He's going to have to get wins in a couple of them. Facts. Mate, forget Forest. Are we beating Leeds? Do you know what? Good point. We're going to get onto that. Before we do have some of the other new news to obviously talk about, because there's not just been that coming out. But before we get around to that, I do want to just catch up with the chat real quick, if that's okay with you. Funny thing, Ange's got them created so many chances. Their front three are useless. I suppose you could say that, but that was a front three last year that many fans were happy with. People would sit here and say that Chris Wood would start for Tottenham. So people would say Callum Hudson-Odoi would start for Tottenham. So how bad is that front three? It don't really make sense. New account alert. Definitely. Allow my guy Ashley. Yeah, man, allow him. Let him come in here. We like it. Man's typing like he's using a Nokia 1600. Crazy. Jords likes abuse, confirmed. That sounds crazy. I like to argue facts, and I can take abuse because it don't affect me, innit? Like, personal abuse can never get to me online. The only person if Elijah started to personally abuse me, somebody who I speak to outside of YouTube, I'd be like, yo, Elijah's on me like this. Raw. Wait, what is some faceless name? Fucking Jamie Burnell. Like, come on, man. He's back. He's back. This is what we love. We love it. Mentioning trophies like you won that. Don't try flex my car as if you was driving. How the fuck does a car even come into this, bro? Don't try beating things that I run through daily. You just... Where's the relevance? I heard through the grapevine you and Sava are scared of Leeds. No, definitely not scared of Leeds. I think me and Sava made it very clear that we both think we're going to win. I think we are just hesitant with us. Like a few weeks ago, I would have told you that we'd have slapped Leeds 3-4-0. I'm hesitant to make a bold statement like that at this moment in time because the performances from Spurs as of recently have suggested that Spurs are not in a place to be scoring 3 goals with no response in it. So look, do I think that Spurs are going to win? Yes, we're going to get on score prediction stuff a bit later. But I'm definitely not scared of Leeds. I'm just wary of Spurs. And that's what Savage said as well. He said, I'm scared about Spurs. I'm not scared for Leeds. But I swear Chris Wood was in the Golden Boot race. Like, I thought so too. Shit, I thought so too. When are all these fucking injured players coming back? So with the injuries, you know, we're gonna get onto that because I want to read some of Thomas Frank's press conference. Man's got that Donna Cullen work rate. Most games decided on chances taken. Bro, again, if you're not gonna score, if you're not gonna if you're not going to type correctly, I'm not gonna read it out. That's the one thing I need to ask from you, Ashley. Is if you want me to read out your chats, respectfully, make sure you're typing in English. I don't read gibberish. In fact, he knows it will never come to that. It would never work. It's just an example. Jords, while going for Nems though, do you know what? You just reminded me, yeah, because somebody Nems wasn't the person that I thought Nems was. You know, I actually thought Nems was someone else. So what I am gonna do, whilst we're live right now, I'm going to unban Men's because I actually didn't mean to ban. I didn't mean to hide Nems. So Nem's gonna get unhide because he's not the same person. Let me just see where Nems is. I don't even think he's hidden on my channel. Oh, he is. There he is. Look, I'm gonna unban Nems. Wow, we got bare hidden channels, people. I can't lie. You might have been getting mad. There's like 45 people in here. There's like 50 people in the hidden thing. I just see all of Donna's accounts are in here. It's dark. I see 4 Donna Cullen accounts. Make that 5. I can see 5 Donna Cullen accounts on the hidden section. It's crazy. Yeah, no, but look, Nems has been unhidden. Nems was hidden, unhidden. I got it confused. I generally got him confused, so I didn't got a story for that one. That was my fault. Genuine mistake. Big up to Nems. He's allowed back in the chat. I know I'm just kidding. That was just funny to watch that Leeds guy's head. Yeah, his head was steaming in that one. To be fair, I think Joe was just giving a reaction like we do. You know, the Thursday show is not right without a big argument taking place, whether it's Savra and Wolfie. Usually Savra and Wolfie all the time, but I mean, me and Sab had a little back and forth one time again, but it's just a bit of fun and games. I'll be honest. Sometimes you just need to liven up the show. So, you know, it don't hurt of a little argument. Is Mr. Udang? This is what we love. Mr. Udang's dropping the Frank quotes in the chat, so I ain't even got to get the article up. That's what we love. We're gonna get around to that. I'm gonna catch up to the chat and then we're gonna do what I said. Sorry, people. I'm trying to get in touch with the community, you know what I mean? See what you guys are saying today. Let's use the excuses you pundits use for your useless coaches. It's not Ange's team. Ange had no windows, nor a preseason. He needs time to embed his style. Ange walked into a mess. You can say that, and if you want to use that excuse, you can. Now, Ange didn't walk into a mess. He walked into a team that was competing for Europe last year. Majority of the year were competing to potentially finish in a Champions League space. You also walked into a team that had one of the stronger transfer windows of the Premier League, who signed a lot of players to compete and have a very in-depth squad so he can avoid having, you know, injury problems and so on. He's always got a backup to a backup. He's got like 6 decent midfielders. So they have a squad. They have depth. Do they have star quality? No. Does Ange need star quality? Probably, but that's what he would have known walking into that side. Now, if you walk into a team mid-season and you evaluate the team and you think you can do something, then as you're going on, you realize you can't. That's your problem for evaluating the team wrong. So Ange definitely needs to take fault, but let's be real. Like, no, Ange is at fault. But you can make those points you want, Basil. That's fine. You are allowed to make that point. It's not a completely you can't completely ignore all those things. But bro, Like that's what it is. In fact, I know you have autocorrect on. Like shit, turn autocorrect on Sam. I don't even know what Tony, bro. You know them ones. I'm just skipping his chats at this point because I started off giving him some respect, reading them, and now man's all on just waffle. Well, let me come back to that. Leave Donna in there. Darkness for Donna. Donna's got a new. What do you mean? Donna's got new accounts. Donna is now. Was it Vivian? I'm pretty sure Donna's got a Vivian Lewis account. If it's not Vivian Lewis, he's got one of them. He's got one of them accounts. Trust me, I've seen it. Look at this, bro. Am I speaking to a 5-year-old? I get the method why he don't change it. Verse he is trying to take them to get the job done. Bro, the man said typo is moving. Nah. Stop spamming your phone and calm down, bro. Stop spamming your phone and calm down. Mr. Durag, I'm literally starring all your messages, so we're going to get around to them when I do the... look what Frank did to Madders knowing he wasn't ready. Oh, what? Wait, that's the medical team's job, not the manager. Tottenham Rangers on one of these ones where he's on to Frank. And I hear it. You're allowed to be onto a manager. If that's your stance, just maintain you keep that stance when we lift the trophy. You're not allowed to celebrate. Just letting you know now, you're not allowed to celebrate. Has been begging for Touchline's bank. This is what I've said, bro. The Touchline needs to come off YouTube. Touchline needs to come off YouTube, man. Man's getting groomed by Donna Cullen. Touchline is getting groomed by Donna Cullen, fam. I shouldn't even be laughing at that, but I can't believe what I'm hearing, fam. That's crazy. On to some of the important news, because I have caught up with the chat now. Big up to everyone inside, man. Make sure you smash a like if you haven't already. We're having a good stream. It's good to be back. Oh my god, man! Actually, Touchline. He's actually been off the Touchline this whole time. It's like Touchline's the one person he truly wanted this whole time. He came into my chats. He came into all these people's chats so he could find Touchline. Man's grooming Touchline is crazy. Why did you celebrate the Europa then, Jords? Because I said from the start of the season that we'd win Europa League because of our team, not because of the manager. I generally just thought we had the best team, and ultimately we were the favourites from the start of it. So I predicted that we were going to win Europa League. I went on my chest. I went out there and said we were going to win the trophy before Arsenal. I was definitely celebrating that because I'm the one that was out here for Spurs fans putting my neck on the line. Pause, but my neck was on the line. Was on the line, bro. People were ready to fry me if we didn't win this, but I put myself out there time and time again. So I was definitely celebrating that because I felt like I won it. I didn't, but it felt like I won it because when you predicted that and it come true, like I should have put a bet on it. That's what I should have done. Put down the bottle. What are we talking about? Are we talking the Diddy oil or the? This guy was on my chat, asked me to tell Touchline to go live because he's winning. Man just wants to see him. Nah, Jords, you win because of the manager, you lose because of the manager. That's it. Nah, man, I feel like you can evaluate it depending on the game, innit? You can definitely evaluate it depending on the game. Some games it could be the manager, some games it could be the team, sometimes it could be the players. Tottenham Ranger, I wanted Xavi, Inzaghi, old lads number 4 Frank, but we got Frank, but we need to let it play out a little bit more before the script. That's where I'm at. I said we were the same. Ghosted was watching me, so he would know exactly. But we were the same in this. I wanted Xavi and Inzaghi last night. I said, bring me someone that's proven to win stuff. When we didn't get them, I was like, cool. We got Frank. Just like when we got Ange, I didn't want Ange. At that time, I wanted Slot. Tottenham were going for Slot. I said, bring me Slot. That guy looks like he plays good football. I wanted Slot. We didn't get Slot. We got Ange. Did I cook up a fuss to go get Ange out from the no? It's like, you know what? I'm going to give Ange a try. It looked good. I was like, you know what? I'm Ange in. I'm for this. Then it got to a point after a year where I was like, you know what? I can't watch this no more. That's all it is. Like, give it some time. But on to the news, which is here. Rodrigo Bentancur has been offered a new contract, as we can see here. New contract for Lolo. Now, I'm gonna ask the chat what you guys think on this new deal. Personally, I think that it's a good deal, one that probably needed to happen for the experience of the squad, but also just to have that depth in the squad secured for the next season to come, because we obviously have Bissouma, whose contract ends at the end of the season, who's going to be leaving. Away from that, we've then got a midfield base of Sarr, Bergvall, Gray, and then the other two midfielders being Bentancur and Paulinho. That's five. Five midfielders for two positions, which is good. It's enough, you could say. But I'd go as far as to say we need six. This is where I'm at with it, because we're going to be competing on four fronts. You can suggest that there's probably going to be a player that gets injured out of that time. Could be a long-term injury, could be a short-term, but throughout the season, you're going to have injuries. You're also going to have inconsistencies. So you need players of different types and players that can fill in and do give you different things. Rodrigo Bentancur now had a poor start to the season and was definitely one of the worst players on the pitch against Bodo Glimt. But he offers you a nice balance between defensive ability and on-the-ball ability. Now, again, I will say this season he hasn't shown the best of either of those abilities. But when you talk about what we have right now, he's the only player that can play in the six, that can pick up the ball and then move it out. Now, I think he needs to be more aggressive in his style of play and try to play more dangerous passes. But then again, I think when he does do that, there's a lot of times where he's losing the ball. So it can be a bit dangerous for us because he'll lose the ball deep and then they counter attack us, or I should say counter press, counter transition, whatever the fuck of the word you want to use. It puts us into a very difficult situation because his passing isn't the best and he does give away a lot of fouls, like we saw for the penalty against Bodo Glimt. He is a headless chicken at times. Like Romero, they both have that trait where they just want to lunge in and kill someone. That's what it is. I feel like they just go into games thinking, am I catching a body? And it feels like they are. So I think that's a good deal for squad depth. Now, we need to be very clear in saying I don't think he should be a long-term solution. If we are talking in 2027, him starting, or even, the start of next season, him being a starter, it's a problem. Bentancur's now got a new contract. He needs to step up. He shouldn't be starting for Spurs. Shouldn't be starting for Spurs next season. But this year, in a gap year where we're going to be using Paulinho, we're going to be using Bergvall, we've got different types of games, different types of players. He can still fill in, do a good job. And then we can see throughout the year if he managed to pick up the performance levels. And then he can potentially be spoken about getting back into that first team. But I feel like it's a good deal. He's going to be on a low amount of money. He's secured it, like I said, for the next 3 to 4 years. He's going to be a depth option. He can't really sell Rodrigo Bentancur for any money. You probably go for 10 to 15 mil. We brought him for 18 or 17.5 million when he was 23, 24 years old. So at what, 27, 28 now? Let's check the... Let's click on that and it will show his age and all that. We can go through 28. At 28 years old, he's not going to be sold for much more. But look, let's read the article so you can just briefly go through. We're delighted to announce that Rodrigo Bentancur has signed a new long-term contract with the club. Since joining us from Juventus in January 2022, the 28-year-old has made 122 appearances in our colours to date, scoring on 9 occasions. Rodrigo said, I feel really good and I'm very happy to continue my story with this fantastic club. My family are happy. I have fantastic friends and teammates who work very hard every day. I love this club and I feel really good here. Winning Europa League was a fantastic moment and we want to build on this now to win more trophies. We have a new head coach, a new captain, and I want to enjoy many more years at the club. Our head coach, Thomas Frank, said, I'm extremely happy that Rodrigo has committed to his future to the club. It shows his belief in what we are building here and what we are starting a journey which we hope will be really special. Rodri is a big part of that. He's a fantastic midfielder who can dictate games and be the glue that holds the team together. So he has that ability. Like I says, he can dictate games. Does he dictate games on a consistent basis? No. And that's the problem for me. But he has that ability, and I hope Thomas Frank across the year can help build that out with him and grow that style of his game, because he is only 20. He does still have a few more years to grow. He's not a player who needs to be a physical specimen and needs to be a full athlete. If he can just work on that passing ability, that deep lying role, progressing the ball forward, then I'll be happy. But we'll give it time, see how it plays out. He also has the ability to arrive in the penalty area, create goals, and score them too. This is just a bit more details regarding him, his backup, where he come from, and sort of how he's got to the journey of being a Spurs player and getting his new contract. So all nice things over here said about him, but we can move it on from there anyway. Just keep it nice and brief. What are you guys' thoughts as for this deal? Time for Bentancur to step up. Good deal for squad depth. It's a good deal, to be honest. Big up Durag Diaries. Big up to my guy Hyper, protagonist every single time. That's our it might be our longest serving member. It might be like 9 months in right now. Hyper is a real one. So if you want to be like Hyper, tap that pin comment. You can become a member. See, you're still not typing correctly, Tony, so we're not even going to give you the time of the day. But not as a starter, though. As he says here, smash a like, subscribe, become a delinquent, and all that beautiful jazz. Yes, do all of that stuff. And yeah, make sure you do all of that. Big up, Jords. You should have upgraded on him. I think we can still upgrade him next season, and that's what I want to do. At the end of the season, I still think we should sign a midfielder to go ahead of him. But I think we need to sign a midfielder that starts for us anyway, like somebody that can play next to Paulinho. And be the main player. And Bergvall and Sarr need to sort of work their way into the team and be on the outskirts. And if they're good enough, they'll break into it. You know what I mean? Slot is mid. He won the Prem last year because he didn't change Klopp's tactics. You see why? No, he's a manager that likes to develop his tactics on a year-to-year basis. At the moment, he's struggling, but he signed 6 new first teamers, so he is going to struggle. He's going to take time, but they're still winning games. The thing about Liverpool is their floor is a lot of teams' ceiling. Their floor is probably our ceiling. I'll be so real. Them at this moment in time is probably how good we're going to get. Like they're still going to win a lot of games. They're not going to lose that many. And again, Chelsea this weekend, I don't see them losing. I don't think Bentancur and Paulinho should be playing together. I think in games against some teams, you can play them together, but I don't think they should be playing together consistently. I'll be honest. You are right about that, Stark role, definitely. Big up to my guy, Jun, who comes in with a do-rag. Ben 10 is not a starter. I'll take, that's another quote, so I'm just going to click that. For me, Jords, I think Sarr is the best fit next to Paulinho. Only problem is he needs to take a step forward. Yes, that's it, Elijah. Is Sarr, like, at the start of the season, before he had that, I don't know if it was a knock, because I think it happened in a Brighton game or in between the game. It was when I was away, because before I went away, he was fine. When I came back, he wasn't fine. So when I was away, something happened to him. And he just had a little knock, and it's knocked his confidence. He hasn't been back to that form. He could be. But you are right. With regards to natural way of style of play, I'd say Sarr's probably the most... He's the most balanced midfielder to play next to Paulinho, because he's a box-to-box, gets up and down the pitch, can do what Bentancur does defensively, as in shut down attacks, but also progress the ball to a decent level. He can drive with the ball through space, but more than anything, he covers a lot of space in the match. So when you have a team that's going to be counter-attacking you, he can cover that space and get back and defend. But again, at the same time, technically going forward, there's a lot of times where I see him he wins the ball, beats his man, and then loses it, And that's the problem with Sarr. Can he take that next step of his game, like you say there, technically, sooner rather than later? Because otherwise, I'd say Bergvall, because Bergvall is definitely a step ahead of him technically, but I think with his all-round game, Sarr maybe have a little bit more. But Bergvall technically looks a lot better. So I'd say either Bergvall or Sarr the best fits, and this weekend, we're going to talk about my pick because it's neither of those, but we're going to get into that. Don't worry about that. We didn't have played, bro. I tried, Tony. I genuinely tried. Bro. What are we doing here? What did Jun do? Jun, for me, the best midfield trio is Gray, Sarberg. Man said, fishing. He caught you there. He got you. But let me see. Any more thoughts on Bergval? I'm starting Bis, Paulinho, and Ben 10 again. He's trolling, man. He's actually trolling. I'll give you a predicted lineup. It's coming. We're literally getting on to the Leeds preview, people. We're getting on to the league. We're 40 minutes into the show. I know I'm delaying a little piece, but it's because I'm talking to you guys. Man, I'm getting mad at me for delaying the predicted lineup because I'm chatting to you, man. Allow me, bro. I'm trying to interact with the chat. Allow me. I'm trying, bro. I'm trying. There was a link that Mr. Udang sent in that I need to real quick, though, because it might be some good information. What we are going to do is going to quickly go through some of the quotes that Mr. Udang has sent in regarding Thomas Frank. Like I said, he's going to be live, right? He's live as we're speaking, so they're all coming out throughout this stream. Bro, I'll be real. I need to look at that another time, Mr. Udang. That looks... Oh, it's a progressive passes stat. Yeah, I'll look at it properly when there's too much numbers there. My eyes ain't bad, but they're not amazing. So Sarr should be the Paulinho long-term replacement for me. Need to get them playing with each other as much as possible. But we need a different style of 8 when we have to break teams down. Facts. Big up to Daniel as well in the building every single time. Smash the likes, you frauds. Yes, make sure you smash the likes. And Frank confirms available Romero is available for Leeds. All right, do you know what? We'll go into this. We're going to go into this before people get angry that I'm not doing a predicted lineup, which we're going to do in literally the next 5-6 minutes. But before we do that, Thomas Frank has released some quotes which have generously and kindly been shared by Mr. Udang. So can we get a W, Mr. Udang, in the chat? Because always doing great work, working overtime and sending in all this information. Also, the likes ain't liking right now. You know me, I don't ask for too much. I'm quite humble. Give me a little 50 likes and I'm happy. We're currently on 26 and we've got 70 people in the building. So that's not even half of you have liked the stream. If you can kindly like the stream, it'll be much appreciated. It don't cost you nothing. It don't take a second. Just smash a like on the video. And we're going, you know what? In fact, we're going to go. Once we get to 40 likes, we'll go into a predicted lineup. But if we don't get to 40 likes, we're not doing predicted lineup. How about that? So on the team news, Thomas Frank has confirmed Romero is fit and available, and he will start tomorrow. Glad that I've heard that because Danso had a stinker against. Well, he didn't have a stinker, but he wasn't good. Danso was not good against Bodo Glimt. So I'm glad to hear that. Romero is coming back in, captain. It's going to be here for the Leeds game. That's positive. It was contact to the foot. The medical staff did well with the turnaround. But also, Dom, the minor procedure went well. And Kolo Muani has been on the pitch for the past 2 days. So that's positive. He's not available tomorrow yet for the squad. Okay. I thought Kolo Muani was going to be back. So I guess I have to change the title ever so slightly to question mark. Not exclamation mark, because I thought he was back. But Kolo Muani's not available, so we are still gonna have to see some of these dreadful attackers in play. And when I mean dreadful, I mean oh no. I don't know why I gave him that name. I always try to be positive, man. You know my thing. I was trying to gas. You know when you gas somebody up when they're doing good, you think, yeah, they're gonna keep this positive energy. They're staying, they're riding the wave. Richarlison just crash landed straight away off that wave, bro. Man had a couple good games and crash landed, and now he doesn't know how to kick a ball. So I was hoping that Kolo Muani would come back for this game against Leeds because we're gonna have a lot of the ball. We're gonna need somebody to link the play. He's not gonna be there, so it's a tough one. I still ain't seen these likes move. I'll be honest, people. So I don't know if you guys want to see predicted lineups or not, but shit, we're still like 11 likes away, which isn't too much. There's 64 people in the building. 11 likes really isn't much. So, yeah, get to it. Kota Takai is better and better. He's trained with the team for 10 days, so that's promising. Okay, Takai has been training. Not that he's going to get any minutes anytime soon, but I mean, it's a positive to know he's been training with the team for 10 days because I was thinking that we signed this guy to do up a Sessegnon Lo Celso type shit. Like, man's just going to be injured for his whole Spurs career. Never really going to see him play. Like, man might have one appearance. I don't know if this was just some, like, money being moved between clubs or something, but he wasn't looking like he was actually a Spurs player. Bro, I was thinking Kota Takai isn't even a real player. I was thinking he was not even a real player at one point. Oh, shit, we don't want that. Let's go to that. Well, you know what? No, I like that. I like the little Champions League background. No, let's keep it like this. I like this little background. I like this little Champions League background. Yeah. I like this. So yeah, Takai is Takai. Let's see how he plays out in it. I don't think we're going to see too much of him soon. Do you know what? I'm glad you sent this one in because this is one of the biggest problems. I'm glad Thomas Frank addresses, and this is what I like about Thomas Frank is he'll address things with he'll address the issues within the squad and be quite honest about it. So this is Thomas Frank on the creativity on the left side. One side is creating chances, the other side is finishing them. That is not too bad when you look at the stats. I don't know about that. I think the right side, well, I suppose you could say the right side is creating, the left side is finishing because every time it comes from the right side to the, but it's not like the left wingers are finishing them. I don't think this is disingenuous. This is a disingenuous quote. And I was just bigging him up for being honest, but he's definitely being disingenuous here. He's finishing them because all the crosses are coming from the right-hand side. It's only the left-hand space that can finish it. But hey, I get what he's saying. Mo and Pedro's relationship is really good, and there is that consistency. On the other side, there are different left backs and wingers, so it's about finding that consistency and flow. And that is a good point. There are like building those relationships between two players is so key. And I don't feel like the left-hand side has had that much time to build those relationships, especially with Spence, Udogie being rotated in and out, Xavi being on the left, and Odebert being on the left, and Tel being on the left. Like, they've had a lot of different players playing in these different positions. So there has been a lot going on. But at the same time, you have to make it work. You have to find a combination. You're training every week. You must see something down that left-hand side of works, whether it's Udogie and Odebert or Udogie and Xavi. I think Udogie and Xavi could work if you're going to decide to play Xavi out on the left, which I don't want to do, but if you are going to decide, because you can have Xavi or you can have Odebert doing the overlapping runs and Xavi coming and inverting inside. So you got to find balance. Find the balance. But Thomas Frank on Archie Gray's development, he's still a very young man. He's played a lot of Premier League minutes last season across the defense and midfield, so many experiences, some tough moments, and in those you develop. I really, really like him as a player. He needs to keep doing as he's doing. Came on against Bodo, part of making a difference, and he did well against Doncaster and learned a lot. I like everything about him, and that's what I like to hear, because Archie Gray is one player that I would love to see start tomorrow. He's going up against his former club. He's going up against a team that is of a lower oppositional level. Like I said, he played Doncaster, he played Bodo Glimt. These are the types of teams where you expect Archie Gray to have an impact in those games. Burnley, he started. These are the types of games where I feel like you give chances to a player like Archie Gray, especially when you have midfielders like Bentancur, Sarr, and Bergvall who didn't perform in the last two games. Give someone else an opportunity. Throw Archie Gray in there, throw him in that 8 role where he's been playing as of recently, where he's actually looked better. He looks more like an 8 than he does a 6. Well, not a lot of people, when he came into the team, was like, he's going to be a defensive midfielder. He could potentially become that in the years to come. If he bulks up and becomes a real physical specimen, he could become that. But at this moment in time, very technical, very sleek, very composed on the ball. He's somebody that you'd want in the midfield to help progress the play because he has a very good eye for a pass. I've seen him make some really strong passes. Last season, he done an assist, and I'm trying to remember. I remember the assist because it came from the left-hand side. It was a lofted ball over the top. I think it might have been against Galatasaray. Somebody in the chat might be able to correct me if I'm wrong, but he does have an eye for a pass. So I'd love to see Archie Gray in that role tomorrow, starting against Leeds with Paulinho next to him, so he's got that defensive stability. Plus, you throw someone like Xavi in front of him, you now got the creative element where he's not asked to do too much going forward. So now you've got somebody that he can play the ball to. Paulinho could do the short pass. Archie Gray can expand the passing range because he's a lot better than Paulinho at that. And then last but definitely not least, before we go in, we're 6 likes away, people. 6 likes, and we're going to do predicted lineups. Can we get it done? Before I go through the next quotes, can we, by the time I finish the next quotes, can we just get another 5-6 likes? Like, come on, people. Really not a lot. Not asking a lot. Come on, man. Not begging either. Thomas Frank on January playing on January planning and conversations between Vinay Vinkantesham and Johan Langer. I think a week or two after the window shuts, they begin preparing for the next window. We'll have a meeting relatively soon where we'll speak about it, and then we'll go from there. It's very short and sweet. It's being very real, you know. We're going to have a meeting. They're going to speak about it. They're going to see where they need to go from, what they need to build up from. Ultimately, I think it's very clear on the positions that Spurs need and the positions that we were targeting at the end of the window, which was a centre-back and a left-back. A left winger and potentially another fullback. I would go as far as say Spurs should go and sign a right-back I've heard we've looked at Coyote from Brentford, who's actually pretty good. Because Spence looks better on the left back. So I'll be honest, keep Spence at left back, sign a right back, and now you've got somebody who can play back up to Porro and also fill in that space. But also that could be a position that we go for in the summer. So it's no real urgency because Archie Gray could play their worst case. Not necessarily that he's a good position, good right back, but he could play their worst case. So we're pretty covered in that position. I'd say left wing is the key role for me. If we get a strong left winger, I don't really care about what else is done in it. We can build the team, but a strong left winger that can start for us is key. I don't like Jords though as a human. He is fake. Pathetic bitches along. Comes on live to bash the manager after winning the trophy. He loved to flex. Never talks about bread and butter in the. What are you talking about? You don't like me as a human, but you've watched me for 45 minutes. So you've wasted 45 minutes of your time spamming my chat, watching me. So you must like me quite a lot. You must like me quite a bit to be wasting your day watching me. How very, very bored of you. How boring must your life be? Spend your life, 45 minutes of your life watching someone that you don't like, spamming your phone, spitting at your phone, breaking your phone almost because shit, your autocorrect clearly don't work. Man needs a new phone. Man's probably using the iPhone XS or some shit. Like, bro, upgrade the thing and maybe you might be a little bit happier in life and, you know, you may not hate me as a human no more. So get your money up, not your funny up. You know what I mean? Big up, Jords. Big up the chat. Big up to Spurs, Dana List every time. I hope you're well. Hope everything's going good. Tottenham Ranger, I remember you saying that, but I do also remember you backing him in really bad times as well. We were still in Europa. That's all I care about. The league was done. We rested players week in, week out. Facts. The funny thing, Ange went against his ways to win and parked the bus, proving he don't back his own system. That's the problem, Destiny. And that's the thing that fans like Tony don't understand is he wanted playing a different system. He wanted playing the system, defensive system that many people told him to do, which he was reluctant to do. He played Liverpool in the defensive system, then went on to say, oh, this is why I don't play this system because we still lose playing this. Bro, and then he won the Europa League doing it. Like, come on, man. We're just being silly now. We are just being silly now, people. Like, you can choose to ignore the facts or you can just admit, you know what, he was wrong. He was wrong. If you're going to be defensive, at least don't get caught open by Bodo at will. But this is what I think you're forgetting is, again, there was some changes to that team. I think the fact that we got caught open by Bodo was a bunch of a few things. The midfield choice, and you could say that the choosing of who was playing in that midfield could have been part of that, but also, you know, Danso coming in at the back, it was a bit of a change up back there. I just think that Bodo had the better of us that game. It was just a bad game, but I think it'll be addressed. And quite literally, we haven't looked that bad at the backs in any other games, and we haven't been cut open that much. What do Spurs fans actually expect when you literally have a number 9 up front who can't do the basics of a number 9? Shit, I don't know. 59 in here and just 37 likes. That's mad. Smash a like button, people, and there will be no predicted lineups till we get to that 40 likes. I'm just saying, it's only 3 more, and it's been about 15 minutes, and clearly, people don't want to see the predicted lineups. You don't want to see the predicted lineups. So, until that gets to 40 likes, we're going to be waiting around. Or not waiting around because the show's ending in like 10 minutes. But hey, it's up to you, man, how long we take to get that done. Tottenham rate. Oh, no, that's something else. The bum Richie was 65 mil. Yeah, Richie is far too much money. This looks like one of the worst deals in Premier League history, bro. I'll be so real. Richie's a box-to-box 9. A box-to-box 9? What even is a box-to-box 9, bro? No. What's a box-to-box 9? What is a box-to-box 9? This is crazy. What is a box-to-box 9? Man, them have got mad. This is why I know this guy don't know ball. This guy doesn't know ball. There's no such thing as a box-to-box 9. I'm sorry. There really isn't. Point is, he won. He's allowed to be wrong and change his mind. It's not a sin. Trophy achieved, bro. If you say so. But Tottenham Ranger, I'm not saying he's a Poch, but we all remember them first 6 months under Poch. It was very unbalanced. The football weren't great, and then something just shifted. Not saying it will though. I'm glad that Thomas Frank can see that the left side is the area that needs love. Jed is good, but not a natural lefty, and forced to play inside when we need it wide. He isn't, but defensively, he's definitely better on the left-hand side. Yeah, it's madness. I don't even know. A box-to-box 9 is crazy. Mutant tacticals out here creating positions for their favorite. It's mad. It's definitely a mutant tactical, bro. A box-to-box 9. Oh, I'm going to remember that one. I'm going to remember that one for a long time. The issue is people are judging Frank on Ange's second season. Most never turned on Ange after that Chelsea game. We backed him on. That's the thing. I actually backed Ange for the full first season. So I'm very, very consistent in my thoughts. But look, let's talk about Leeds very briefly before we end up. Like I said, I'm not going to do a full lineup builder because we actually went down by 1 likes. We needed 3 and now we need 4. So people obviously don't want to see a lineup builder, which is fine. What I will say is, like I said, the one thing I would like to see change from the previous game is that midfield 3. I'd love to see Archie Gray start. I'd love to see Simmons start in the 10. Don't really know who we're going to chuck out on that left-hand side. Whether it's Tell, whether it's Odebert, whether it's Johnson, it doesn't really matter. As long as you put Simmons in the 10, I feel like he's going to be able to create for that left winger a lot better, and you're giving him a platform to explode. So give Xavi the platform to pick up the ball and be a lot more ball dominant. You're going to see Spurs play a lot more fluid attacking football. I just think that ultimately Leeds are a team that have a few injuries. No Dan James, no Notto. They have a few players that can cause a problem, but the biggest problem for them is just the physicality of their midfield. They got Longstaff, Stack, and another player that's not coming to my mind right now, who are going to just break us down, try to take us out, and try to do the gritty, dirty type of wins that you see from these types of teams down at the bottom of the table. Now, it is just Leeds. Spurs should be going there and taking all 3 points. We haven't won in our previous 2 Premier League games, but 3 games in total. I expect Spurs to go out there and demand a result. Some of these changes in the lineup for me would be to make that result happen and give that little breath of fresh air. You know, Kudu's got a rest midweek for an hour before coming on for the last 30 minutes. So I expect him to be up and ready. It's going to be having a 1v1 against Aronson, which I expect to be more than easy because not a good left back. And then obviously down the middle, can we do something to create for Richarlison, who does pop up with goals every now and then, but consistently takes himself out of the game with his runs. So for me, look, I think it's going to be a tight game. I'm going to go over 2-1. My prediction is a 2-1 Spurs win. I think we're just going to get over the line. I think Spurs maybe go 2-0 up and then they get a consolation goal, or they go 1-0 up and Spurs score 2, sort of come back into the game as we have in the last couple. But I think it's going to be a tight game. But let me know you guys' score predictions. Throw them in the chat now. Do you guys think Spurs are winning? Is Leeds going to get a result? Can they nick it from us at Ellen Road? You know, home ground settings. They do say promoted sides get most of their points at home. So can they get something against us? One of the things that we have to look out for is Dr. Tottenham, who may strike again because we do not win before international breaks. We have an awful record of dropping points before an international break. So this may happen yet again. This may happen again this week. We can only hope that it don't, but it may happen again this week. So let's see. Let's hope that they don't and Spurs manage to just shut the doctor up. You know what I mean? Destiny went with a 3-1 Spurs. We love that. Jun went with a 2-1 Spurs. Mr. Udang went with a 2-2, which I don't want to be hearing. Tottenham Ranger went with a 1-0 Spurs. What other score prediction? We got Ultimate went with a 2-1 Spurs. Starcrow said we got to end the international break curse. Facts, man. And the early kickoff as well, bros. It's mad. So, yeah, we've got to end the curse. Hopefully, we got everyone's predicted Spurs win, barring Mr. Udang, which is a surprise. I suppose he's very, very hesitant at the moment, which I understand. I thought that a draw could be on the cards, but I'm just banking on the fact that Spurs, we bullied them, man. We were a better team than them. So let's go out there and get a job done. Judge and manager after 6 games showed zero ball knowledge. Facts. Judge and manager, you can criticize a manager after 6 games, but judging him wholly after 6 games doesn't make any sense. Give him 10 to 15. especially when you've seen us. It's not like we've lost every game. If you've lost 6 games, then cool, judge them after those 6 games. But we haven't lost them. We've had some good, decent performances. We've had some big wins against Manchester City and West Ham. 2 teams that we lost to last season. So take them where you can get. That's something different. I backed Ange as well until it became clear that he was not the guy for us, in my opinion. I'm so glad he is gone, because we would be in the crap Forest is in now. Spurs did the right thing in parting ways of Ange. Big facts, Michael, man. 2-1 Leeds. I changed my mind. Michael could predicted 2-0 Spurs. I Tottenham Ranger. If I get what you're doing, you're trying to do the let me back Leeds Spurs to lose so we can get Thomas Frank out, which I hear your thing, but I'm not on any of that. I'm not on any of that stuff. Let's throw you over. What else? Anyone else got any? Yeah, your keyboard isn't fine. It's not. You need to upgrade, bro, because either your keys are in the wrong place or you just don't know how to type. I don't get mad like that. I'm too chilled. You're spamming your keyboard, bro, and you're getting a lot of things spelt wrong. So either you're definitely not chilled. Definitely not chilled. Definitely not chilled, bro. And if that's a chilled version of you, then shit. I don't know what a chill guy is. Because hey, you're lying.
Can you see that behavior? What is happening? Who is this?
What I'm saying, can you see that behavior, cuz? Can you see that behavior, fam? Man saying I ain't angry, blood. You're definitely angry. You know them ones there. Rodney Martin's got a 3-2 Spurs. D. Coilerson is crazy. D. Coilerson is crazy. Kinski, Porro, Romero, Van de Venadogi, Paulinho, Sar Simmons, Tell, Scarlett, Kudus. You know what? It's funny because I even said this yesterday with Sabo. I was like, bro, I'm willing to throw Scarlett into the phone. Watching Richarlison week in, week out has got me willing to throw Scarlett into the fold. And I don't even rate Scarlett that much. I think Scarlett's probably a League 1, League 2 level footballer. But throw him in the fold, man. Give him a chance. Give him a chance. But look, people, this has been a good stream. Very good one. Nice to have everyone inside for a while. It's been like, I ain't seen a lot of your faces in a while. Well, I say faces, but people in the chat. So haven't seen a lot of you guys in a while. So it's good for you guys to be back. But good for me to be back with some consistency. Tomorrow, obviously, back with a match reaction straight after the game. So look out for that. Probably, yeah, I'll say 24 hours. Literally, it's 2:30 now. So in about 24 hours, look out for that. Away from that, Box to Box 9 is going to be one of the goated things I've heard about Richard. He's a Box to Box 9. I love that. Never going to forget that. And then away from that, I am going to be sending you guys over to Troops TV. So if you guys can just go in the chat, drop a DRD raid in the chat, let them know that you come over from your boy Durag Diaries, and let them know that they're losing against West Ham. Let's see if man like what's his name, Goktua, is gonna score this weekend, because he's 5 games without a goal. 5 games without a goal. Maybe Gokares 007, 006 this weekend. Shit, we got a new agent. He's got a new agent, so make sure you guys let Troops know, man. DRD raid, Durag Diaries raid, and until tomorrow, 24 hours time, match reaction. We will be here. Shh.